Hello children, let us start your new chapter of biology, which is chapter number 12, the skeleton or the skeletal system. Right? Skeleton is having a lot of functions, out of which the very first one is that it provides support and shape to your body. If you are having whatever shape, it is given by the skeleton. It is giving you a definite shape, right? And it is giving you a lot of support. Secondly, this skeleton is providing a lot of protection. A lot of protection. All the delicate organs which are present inside your body, they are all protected by the bones, and bones are part of skeleton. Number 3, these bones are helping us in movement. Okay? And they are also providing us leverage. You all know how your forearm, whenever you pick something with your forearm, how it acts as a lever. Then all your blood cells, whether they are WBCs, RBCs, they all are formed inside the bones. And the bones are a storehouse of calcium and phosphorus. All the calcium and phosphorus, that is the minerals, are stored in the bones. Now let us move on with the constituents of skeleton. What is skeleton made up of? Okay, so skeleton is mainly made up of bones, cartilage, and ligaments. Bones, you all know what are they? Cartilage is the supporting and connecting structure. For example, you can feel it in your ears. Your ears are quite soft, partner. It is cartilage. At the tip of your nose is present the cartilage. And the ligaments. What are ligaments? They connect one bone with the another bone. So the skeleton is mainly made up of bones, cartilage, and ligaments. Now let us talk about bone. How does it look like? So bone is the main component of our skeleton, and bone consists of two parts. It is made up of mainly two components. One is organic, another one is inorganic. Organic, which is made up of carbon, and inorganic is made up of minerals like calcium and phosphorus. Right? If you put bone in HCl acid, then all of its inorganic part will be dissolved and bone will become really soft. So soft that it can be tied in a knot. And if you heat the bone at a high temperature, then all the organic part will be removed, and then all you will find is the ash. What will remain behind is ash of the minerals like calcium and phosphorus, right? So the basic structure of bone is that bone, if we talk about a long bone, how does it look like? It is basically, the bone is highly calcified, which means it is made up of calcium. It is hard, it is rigid, it is strong, and it is made up of bone cells known as osteocytes. The bone cells. Bone is made up of bone cells. What is the name of bone cells? Osteocytes. Got it? So, how a bone look like? Mainly something like this, right? You can imagine this is a bone, right? So bone, it is inside it are present the bone cells, as we just said, the osteocytes, and the external surface of the bone is covered by a membrane. All this external surface is covered by a membrane known as periosteum. Okay, and inside it is present the matrix, and this inside of the bone is hollow. It's quite like fluid is filled inside it, but we call it as a hollow thing. right? Because the mass, or say no such rigid thing is present inside it which is quite filling it up. It's just a little bit of matrix which is flowing inside, so we generally call bone as hollow, empty inside. Okay, and now a long bone has a hollow cavity, as we just said, in the middle, which is filled with marrow. This is filled with a fluid called marrow, and marrow is of two types. One is yellow, another one is red. Yellow is the one which produce WBC. As we said in the function that bone produces blood cells. So WBCs are produced by the yellow marrow. And another one is red, which obviously form the RBCs, the red blood cells. Got it? Now we'll talk about the human skeleton next. The human skeleton, as we know, is made up of 206 bones. Now we'll count it up, that whether all the bones together give us the count of 206 or what. So 206 bones are total in number which are present in the human skeleton, and skeleton is mainly divided into two divisions, two subdivisions, the axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Your skeleton is divided into two parts. One is axial, another one is appendicular. Okay, the axial skeleton includes the area which is present in the center of your body, while the appendicular skeleton is present in the limbs, like in your arms, in your legs, the side parts. They come under the appendicular skeleton, and the ones which are present in the center comes under the axial skeleton. Let's move forward with axial skeleton. It consists of the skull. You know what a skull, right? We call it mundi in Hindi, obviously. I don't know. You might have seen a lot of skulls in horror movies, right? The one which you see in Danger Sign is a skull. So let us talk about skull. So axial skeleton, it consists of skull, your backbone, ribs and sternum. Axial skeleton consists of skull, your backbone, also known as vertebral column, Next comes the ribs and sternum. Sternum is the bone present in the chest region. So sternum is also known as chest bone. Okay, moving forward with skull. Skull is present in the head. It contains two parts, cranium and bones. So cranium, you might have heard it in 8th standard, I guess you have read this thing, that the brain is in nervous system. You have read this, that brain is present inside the brain box, which is known as cranium. So cranium or the brain box is made up of 8 bones. 8 bones in total, and they are permanently fixed. These bones do not move. You cannot shake your skull. All you can move is your neck, right? So the other part of the skull is the face, which is made up of 14 bones. Okay, and after that there is an opening in the brain which is known as foramen magnum. From the brain arises the spinal cord, right? This is the brain, this is the spinal cord. So when the spinal cord has to come out of the region of the skull, it comes out through this opening which is present in the cranium, which is known as foramen magnum. When spinal cord, it arises from the brain, and when it has to pass further, it comes out via this opening known as foramen magnum. So skull is having cranium made up of 8 bones, and then facial region made up of 14 bones, and a large hole which is known as foramen magnum. Now let us talk about the vertebral column, also known as backbone. So this vertebral column is made up of 33 vertebrae, 33 bones, and these bones, the bones of vertebral column, they are known as vertebrae. There are total 33 vertebrae and they are divided into 5 groups. 5 groups. Group number 1, which is present in the neck region, they are known as cervical vertebrae. And they are 7 in number. Then in your chest region are present, means behind, not at front but at the behind. Backbone is present in the behind, right? So after the cervical vertebrae comes the thoracic vertebrae, which are 12 in number, and after that comes the lumbar vertebrae, which are 5, and then there is one, you can't see it, okay, after that there is one sacrum, but this one is made up of 5 bones which are fused together, but we count it as one only. After that is present one coccyx, which is also made up of 4 bones, but these 4 are combined, so we take it as one only. So total vertebrae, let us see. Total vertebrae: cervical 7, thoracic 12, lumbar 5, sacrum 5, coccyx 4. They come to be 33, but we don't count them as 33 because we take sacrum as 1 and we count coccyx as 1. So how many they are total in number? They get to be probably 12 plus 7 and 5 and then 1 plus 1, it comes out to be 26. So we take vertebrae as 26 in number. Alright, then structure of vertebrae, important thing. How does one backbone look like? How does one vertebra look like? It is something like this, made up of a central body known as centrum. Then are present the 2 neural extensions, they are known as neural arcs. This also. Inside these 2 neural arc is present a neural canal, and then are present the 2 extensions from the neural arc. It extends further, and these extensions are known as transverse processes. They are known as transverse processes. Okay, and then there is an extension, this one, which projects forward, and this is known as neural spine. So these are the parts of one vertebrae. One vertebrae looks something like this: the main body part, centrum, 2 neural arcs. Inside the neural arcs is present a neural canal, and then the neural arcs further projects, and they are known as transverse processes, and then there is one neural spine. And there are also present facets. Here are present 2 articular facets, here and here, because when one vertebra will combine with another, then this will form the link. Okay, and between 2 vertebrae also there is present a bit of cushion, like something which is known as, so that the 2 vertebrae do not slide over each other. There shouldn't be any friction. Okay, in order to avoid that friction, there is present a cartilage in between 2 vertebrae, and that is known as intervertebral disc. Inter means between 2, vertebrae means between 2 vertebrae, and disc like. Intervertebral disc, this is also known as gristle. Okay, now we got to know there are 7 neck vertebrae, then thoracic vertebrae, then lumbar vertebrae, then sacrum, and then one coccyx at the end. And then there are ribs, there are total 12 pair of ribs present. Ribs are attached with the sternum, 12 in number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first 7 vertebrae, they are attached with the sternum. Then the 8th, 9th and 10th, they are attached with the 7th rib. Not with the sternum, but with the 7th rib. And then the last two, which is 11 and 12, they are not attached. So these are known as floating ribs. So 12 pairs means 24 in total. The first 7 pairs are attached with this chest bone known as sternum. The 8th, 9th and 10th rib, they are attached with the 7th rib, and the last 2 ribs, that is 11th and 12th, they are not attached at all, and they are known as floating ribs. And then is present this big bone, which is known as sternum. Talking about the bones of the limbs. Limbs means your arms and your legs. Talking about the bones of limbs. So, talking about the 4 arms first. The front limb, the forelimb. Okay, it consists of a single bone, which is humerus. Humerus is present in your upper arm. Then 2 bones known as radius and ulna, they are present in the lower arm, and this radius is present on the side of the thumb. The bone which is projecting towards the thumb, this will be the radius, and on the opposite side will be present the ulna. Then there are 8 bones present in your wrist region. They are known as carpals. Then there are 5 bones present in your palm. This region, 5 bones, and they are known as metacarpals. Metacarpals. And after that are present 14 bones in your fingers, like 3 in each finger and 2 in thumb. Total becomes, it comes out to be 14 in total. Got it? And these 14 are known as phalanges. Okay, so limbs means your arms and your legs. Firstly, we are talking about forelimb, your arm, the bones present in your arm region, humerus in the upper arm, radius and ulna in the lower arm, then carpals which are present in the wrist, metacarpals which are present in the palm, and phalanges which are present in the fingers. Talking about the hind limb, legs. So legs are having one big bone, this is the largest bone, femur, present in the upper leg, also known as thigh bone, and after that is present the tibia and fibula, which is present in the lower leg, and then there are bones present in the ankle region known as tarsal, and then are present like the ones which are present in the palm, same bones are present in the foot region as well, known as metatarsals, and same like which were present in the fingers, same amount of bones are present in the toes, which are known as phalanges again. And one extra bone is present here in the legs, which is present in the knee region, known as patella. Next are the girdles. We are talking about a appendicular skeleton, and it consists of limbs and girdles. Moving on with girdles, there are 2 girdles. One which is present in the shoulder region is known as pectoral girdle, and one which is present in hip region is known as pelvic girdle. 2 girdles, pectoral and pelvic. These girdles are joining the axial skeleton, which is present in the center, with the appendicular skeleton, which is present at the sides. pectoral girdle is having two flat triangular bones known as scapula. These bones are present in your shoulder region. And then you can very clearly see two collarbones. You can actually feel them right now. Two collarbones known as clavicles. And there is one cup-shaped cavity present in the pectoral region, which is known as glenoid cavity. This is an empty space which joins the upper arm bone known as humerus. Okay, humerus is attached to the axial skeleton through this cavity known as glenoid cavity. Right? Talking about the pelvic girdle, it is made up of two hip bones known as pelvis, two hip bones known as pelvis. Pelvis is further made up of three bones. This one bone is further made up of three bones, which is ilium, ischium and pubis. And then there is another cavity present in pelvic region as well, which is known as acetabulum. A cavity which is present in pectoral girdle is glenoid cavity, in which the humerus is attached, and a cavity present in pelvic girdle is known as acetabulum, in which femur is attached, the thigh bone is attached. You getting my point now? These bones have to move. The femur and humerus have to articulate with something, and this cavity with which the bone is articulating is this glenoid and acetabulum. Now at the final, let us count the total number of bones that we just read about. In skull region, first of all, 8 bones in cranium, then 3 bones in each ear, which comes out to be 6 in total, then 14 bones in the face, and 1 bone is present in tongue. Total comes out to be 29. How many total number of vertebrae we counted? When we consider sacrum and coccyx as one, they were 26. 26 vertebrae. Then how many ribs? 24. 12 pairs. 12 into 2, 24. And 1 sternum, the chest bone. So the count is 80. It becomes out to be 80. So 80 bones are present in the axial skeleton, in the central region. Now let us move to the appendicular skeleton. Remember this 80. Now bones of the forelimbs, arms. 1 humerus in left and 1 humerus in right. 2 bones. Then 2 radius, 1 in each arm. 2 ulna, 1 in each arm. Then carpals, wrist. In wrist there were 8 present. You got 2 wrists, which means 16 in total. Then 10 metacarpals present in your palm, and 28, 14 in one hand, 14 in another fingers of the hand, becomes 28. The total is 60. Now talking about the hind limb, means the bones of legs. 2 femur in each leg, 1 in each. Then 2 tibia, 1 in each. 2 fibula. Then 14 tarsals, which is present in the ankle region, and 10 metatarsals, which is present in the foot region, and 28 phalanges present in the toes, and 2 extra, 1 in each knee, the kneecap, patella bone. Total 60 again. So 80 were in axial, 60 in the forearm, 60 in the arms, and 60 in the legs. And now counting the girdle bones. Shoulder girdle, pectoral girdle, there was 1 scapula in each shoulder. There is 1 scapula, so it is 2 scapulas, and then 2 collarbones. The total is 4, and there are 2 hip bones. 4 plus 2 gives you 6. So 80 plus 60 plus 60 plus 6. The count is 206, your total number of bones. We'll continue with the joints in the next video. Watch part 2 for that.